everybody, it's me, Timmy, and I am going to teach you about making marbled eggs or tea eggs. So I've got my pot here with some water. I'm only going to do 6 eggs. So you want to take your eggs, make sure that they are completely covered in the water. We're going to put them in here. And then I don't want mine actually to be soft, but I don't want them to be completely hard-boiled. So I'm actually going to do about 7 minutes. So we're going to turn this on, and we're going to let them come to a boil, and then boil for 7 minutes. And then we're going to turn that off, and then we're going to actually put them in an ice bath. So once they start to boil, I'll show you what they look like, and then we'll get started on the rest of the step. While we're waiting for the eggs to actually boil, we're going to make the marinating solution. So I'm going to tilt it down here. So in this pot over here, we're going to add 2 cups of water. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of peppercorns, black peppercorns. We're going to add a tablespoon of the poultry seasoning that we make, and about a teaspoon of salt. And then lastly, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of the Culinary black tea. Now we're going to turn this on, and we're going to bring it to a boil. You want to mix all of this up. Now we're going to bring this to a boil, and then once it's boiled, we will strain it and allow it to cool. Alright guys, so as you see, we are boiling. So we're going to set our timer for 7 minutes. And at 7 minutes, then we're going to put them into an ice bath and let them cool off for about 2 to 3 minutes. Mixture has now been boiling for about 3 minutes. We're going to turn it completely off, and we're going to allow it to finish steeping for the 2 minutes that's left on our timer for our eggs. Alright guys, so now we're going to take our eggs and we're going to put them into our ice bath for about 2 to 3 minutes. And that's going to completely cool them off before we start our next step, okay? So I usually use just a slotted spoon to pull them out, and I place them into the ice bath. There we go. So I got them all into our ice bath now. So if you do not, for some reason, have enough ice to do your ice bath, you can always place them in a bowl with cold water, set it in your sink, and then just turn on the cold water and allow it to run through and just completely fill up and expel that heated water to cool them down as well. Now it may take an extra minute or so, but it is worth it if you don't want to use up ice. So here's a nice little trick. The ice bath that I used, that's why I like to use the measuring cup, because it has the handle. I can set that over in the ice bath once I've pulled my eggs out to allow it to finish cooling a little bit quicker, because I don't want to water this down. So next thing is to crack our eggs. And you will read, if you look anything up, that you can use a spoon. Works just fine. Crack your eggs. You just smack it in a couple different places, getting the shell to crack everywhere, but you don't want it to completely bust all the way through. The other good thing that I do, it works just as well to crack it on the counter. So you want to crack all of your eggs . going to take these eggs, get you a quart-size Ziploc bag, put your eggs into the bag. Now you could also completely peel these if you wanted to. Now you're not going to have the marbling effect, the whole egg will get colored, but you can still just completely peel them if you wanted to. Now we're going to take this and dump it into our bag. And you are going to have some spices and stuff that are in the bag. You want to keep those with your liquid. Now you're going to close it almost completely. Push all the air you can out. And then completely seal your bag. So that way your eggs are completely covered in the marinade. Now you're going to put this in your refrigerator for 24 hours. So you need to let it rest overnight. Now, if you completely peel them, you do not have to go that long. You can actually go for maybe about 12 hours or so. But this way, because the shell's still on there, it takes a little bit longer to seep through those cracks. And you'll probably want to go through and turn them every once in a while, every, maybe 6 hours or so. That way, the spots that are coming up here have just as much time to get that liquid in there as possible. All right, guys, so it has been 24 hours. So we are going to peel our eggs and let's see what they look like. Look what we just made. Marble eggs.